These are the grid positions for Barcelona in Spain. In 14th place at the back of the grid we have Ashley van der Zalm. Right in front of them is Pane Bianco with a bit of a disappointing run. The row in front of them is Vasquez in 12th and Dapper in 11th place. Then we go onto the point scoring positions. The last one of those occupied by Laderas, who is a newcomer and will thus be looking to score his first points. In 9th we have Thomas Kain, a good qualifying performance from him. 8th position is for Correa, who will be giving us some battles with Paterozzi in 7th. Those two always have something up their sleeve. In 6th place is von Zweigberg. Then Sabo is starting in the top 5. He might take a lot of points for the championship in this race. Just outside the podium positions we have Brendan Pierce. But that might not be for so long. That does mean he has to pass and battle with Elias Hawk, who is in 3rd place. Then only 12 thousandths of a second ahead is Jason Milanov, who will sure be a contestant for victory today. But the man in pole position, 2 tenths faster than the whole field, is Lassie. A sublime drive from him to take pole position, and they need to take this momentum to finally break the curse and take their first victory.
Okay, 5 red lights. And now we're waiting for them to go off. And it's pedal to the metal. Oh, and Lozzie has a bad start and Milanov is already alongside him. And he's already passed him. Elias Hawk is looking for the inside of him. And Milanov is the first one to go into the first corner.
Now towards the first sector we go. Into turn 6 we are now. Going down the hill with Lozzie in second. Milanov's great start helped him gain the lead. Will he manage to keep it? Lozzie is fighting here for his first win. And Hulk behind is managed to keep up with the pack.
Yeah, it's good to see those two are really matching in pace. Yeah, Lozzie had the fastest lap in qualifying and it showed that he is indeed the faster man on track. But Elias Hawk is really surprising. He wasn't very good in the last races, but here he does seem to stay quite close. He's still within the second of Lozzie, as Lozzie looks to make a move. Milanov doesn't give him any space, and I think he has to live for another day, but he is right on that rear wing.
Lozzie putting pressure on Milanov there. You see how many mistakes he already does. Going down turn 5, taking too much of the curb, making the car jump round and not taking optimal lines. Lozzie's just staying behind, looking for that opportunity to find. But Hulk behind, just managing to stay with these two battling each other already. Lap 2 with Lozzie losing his position. He just wants to take it back, doesn't want to take any risks. And now going to the end of set lap 2, we see now down the main straight where Lozzie gains. The slipstream on these cars is amazing. And now towards turn 1, in the back you see Hulk just staying with these two.
Exactly. Lozzie was too far back this lap, but I think he might have made a mistake in sector 2, which put him just on the back foot. But now he has to make sure that these corners are good so that he is very close to him on the back straight, and then he can make a move. He doesn't have to need to be trying to make a move right now. He just has to wait for a long straight. And we know he wants to win. He know he wants to get that first move. Just like famous Belgian driver Jacques X once said, the younger driver or the more inexperienced driver always has an advantage because they do not have anything to lose. And we see here as well. Lozzy has nothing to lose, and he is already going for it. He waited for that final corner. He is side by side with him. Milanov tries to put him to the inside. Lozzy goes for it. Lozzy takes the lead of the FSGP of Barcelona. And now Elias Hawk also has a chance to overtake him. Nobody waits behind.
What an overtake from Lozzy. That was pretty ballsy going into turn 1. There was slight contact I saw from the two drivers. Milanov has seized the position, nearly even giving the position to Hoke. But obviously, with these three going this close together, Hoke stays behind, but Milanov makes himself visible in the mirrors there to Lozzy, going towards turn 10, but didn't quite manage. Fast and throwing corners, and these three are now going to complete lap 4 of the Spanish Grand Prix. And now with Lozzy back in the lead, it's only a matter of time to run away. But now Milanov goes into the slipstream, goes for the outside line. Who's going to be brave on the brakes? Lozzy had the outside position here, but now manages to defend greatly going towards turn 3. And Milanov has a good run, makes himself visible again. Is he going to go for it? Doesn't quite make it stick, but Lozzy goes a bit wide with a bit of a scared position and contact, triple contact, and Lozzy is off.
Oh no, they touch each other. I think, yeah, a bit of miscommunication between Milanov and Lozzy. I think Milanov thought, oh, I can do the switchback, but then Hoke touched the rear, which ricocheted him into Lozzy, and there's already back markers, and this is still a 3-bay battle for the lead, as Lozzy is kind of pushed off the track, and now Lozzy is still ahead in the lead, with Elias and Milanov following close behind. Nothing changed there, and we are still seeing a 3-way lead battle, but I don't know if any of them have any damage. I hope for them for not. I hope them it's equal. But yeah, a bit of a strange move there. Milanov does not want to give up. He knows how important these points are for the championship. He knows he has to win to keep Goose behind him, who's not racing this race because he was away with his band. But yeah, you see here indeed he is staying close to Lozzy for that main straight. He's waiting for that main straight because it's a very long straight, and now he's gonna see what Lozzy is gonna do.
As we now have on the right, the race start of the way of the Spanish Grand Prix. We saw in turn 1 with Lozzy having a bad start and Milanov taking the lead there. That was a shock from Lozzy, as we know that he is the fastest out track, and this shows just how much just a simple press of a pedal can change up so much. As Hoke and Saba now battling for third. There's been some issues from Hoke here in front. Milanov as well makes himself still visible. Going now back to the pedal field, side by side through turn 11 and now turn 12. On the outside was Lozzy, but what I'm seeing here is the car behind has the advantage of the slipstream, as this track is mostly flat, and now Milanov makes himself visible. On the inside, he goes onto the grass with 2 tires. Is he gonna be brave on the brakes this time? He is. Gets the position back to Lozzy. Is Lozzy gonna respond here? Doesn't quite look like it. Milanov back in the lead.
Wow, what a great move from Milanov. Using the grass, it was almost like a lawnmower there. Lozzy was like, no, you're not gonna... Oh, and he spins! Oh, Milanov spins out, a mistake! He went on the grass and now he's in 4th position! And I was gonna say, what's a brilliant drive from him! To get onto the grass and not pass, but now he's blown it! Oh, now he's so far back from Lozzy. And now Lozzy has a chance. Ooh! And that was Zweigberg, I think, getting involved in a big incident. But now Milanov has to take back the lead, and he has to fight back, through Sabo. I also saw that Brandon Pierce had a bad start. And Elias Hulk also making mistakes. I think he's feeling the pressure from Sabo. I think in the beginning he had that advantage, because if you're behind, you have this advantage because you can push and you can put on the pressure. You don't feel the pressure yourself, but you can put it on, and you can look and look into the mirrors of the other person. You can say, oh look, I'm here. And you can make the other person a bit nervous. And that's exactly what Sabo is doing right now to Elias Hawk. Elias Hawk is feeling that he's behind. He feels like, oh, there's a dude behind that can't drive, that doesn't make any mistakes, and if I don't keep on making those mistakes, he's going to overtake me.
I gotta say, Sabo's P3 right now is a complete turn of events, as in the first few races of the season, till round 9, now round 10 here, Sabo hasn't really shown his potential yet, and now being on the podium, fighting Hoke, who's always in contest against Lozzy for that 3rd place. Now Sabo finally shows what he has here, and Hoke is feeling it. Someone he hasn't battled yet this season, a new driver per se, and this is showing that Hoke just isn't quite notorious to be a good defender. He's better at attacking, and now being roles reversed for him shows that he's having issues around this technical but flowing track. Milanov behind has to now catch from his mistake. We know he has the pace, is on par with Lozzy's pace, but with that mistake out of turn 6 was costing him now the podium position. But with the two pair here battling for P2, Milanov might have a chance to bring his glory back against Dordemalin, who, with the information given from us, has still drop rounds left to use. Obviously, I believe 7 drop rounds in the season you can use. If you don't participate in a race, those points will not be lost. They will just not be added up. Every driver has used the drop round, so in the end of the season, everyone will still be on par. And oh, that's Sabo losing the rear end out of turn 12, and that's Milanov back onto the podium position.
Oh, and Hawk already going into the pits. He is splitting this. Yeah, Lozzy. Excuse me, Lozzy already going into the pits. And might he have seen a gap? I think so. We have seen in the race in Canada as well that this was the best strategy. That's going low and being able to hunt down the people in front of you is almost always strategically the best option. But also you see Milanov is still pushing. He also has one guy now in front of him. Ooh, but he is getting held up with some back markers, but he is getting close to Hawk. And you might not forget that now once he is in front, he doesn't know what the gap is to Lozzy. He doesn't know how hard do I have to push, when am I in front of him, when do I lose him. And as I think we see here a mistake. Oh, that's really, really weird. I think the stewards will have a say on this.
Oh, that looks like his setup has issues. It looked like the car kept turning, and also big crashes happening in the final sector. This is now lap 8. I saw lap 6, also problems round turn 12. I believe it's just difficult with the flowing left-hander then right-hander switch that these cars don't really handle the direction change plus the high curbs. Upsets the car very easily, and this is a sector where we mostly see the drivers do mistakes. But that looked from Ashley Vandersam a setup issue, a real life setup issue, where it looked like his controller / wheel disconnected. And now we're back on Milanov's onboard, following Hoke's car. You see there, that aqua green car from Hoke is the net P1 car so far, but Lozzy's undercut. We'll now see if that's the strategy we might look for, or maybe if that's a shocker strategy, because we know these cars have a limited amount of tank, which might not make the full race, but maybe with the early undercut from Lozzy might manage to have near the end a bit of an emptier tank, depending on what these two drivers up in front do. But they will be too focused on each other. Maybe Lozzy is playing the mind game here, having clean air in front of him. 1.2 seconds, 2 pace ahead. So his race right now is hot lap after hot lap. That's Pierce there in the back going into the pit lane. So now Lozzy has free air in front, and it's going to be a tell of time. Who out of these 3 will come out in front? Milanov has gained the time lost from the mistake.
Yeah, indeed, but now you see he can't get past Hoke and he is losing time there. I think we'll see the time difference from Lozzy directly to Milanov. So we will see who is the faster driver now. And we see indeed Lozzy is getting closer and closer, and Milanov needs to get past very quickly. But Elias Hoog, he knows that this is for position. He can get a second place if he keeps him behind. It is still very long though, and I think Milanov knows it as well, that this is a lost battle. He just has to drive faster, and on track he can't overtake him. The track is hard to overtake, especially when you have a lighter tank and if a driver in front of you is driving really good. But now it's Lozzy in front again, who is driving immaculately today. Net P1. Hoog still has to make his pit stop. He's driving so fast.
That looked like from Lozzy the golden call, as Milanov was about 3 to 4 seconds behind Lozzy, but now is about 11 seconds behind. Unless Milanov and Hoog had a big issue with each other, Lozzy might have called here a beautiful strategy. As long as he keeps it together until the end of the race, Lozzy might have a chance here. Catching up to Hoog a half a second this lap. Hoog is in the pit lane now. Pit lane loses you about 10 seconds. So that's Lozzy going for the lead now. And that's it. Lozzy has called beautifully here. Has gone for the immaculate strategy. And let's see where Milanov comes out. And that's too far. Milanov has had issues with back Marcus and Brendan Pierce. And is now about 8 tenths behind. No, about 5.5 seconds behind Hoog.
What happened there? Did he had to refuel more? I don't know. That's really weird to see. He lost quite a lot of time. Maybe he changed tires or something, or he changed his front wing. I think it's something like that. We can't see that in the pit lane, but he might have repaired some damages, and that's why now he's so far back. But now he has to keep on pushing, and he has to make sure that he gets the drivers in front so they can actually make up a fight to Elias Hoog. But 5 seconds is a lot, but we know he is fast. We know he is furious. And now we can indeed see a battle for third position, and he takes it very, very graciously. And now he can go onto the hunt again. And we know Elias Hoog is a good defender, and we know Milanov is fast, so this might come down to the wire for second place. But Lozzy is just driving away. He is on a league of his own right now. It's almost like a Sunday drive. He just drives away. In the beginning it was 5.5 seconds, now it's already 6.2. Oh, come on. It's insane.
Brendan Pierce here, surprise position, P4. I believe started down in 5th. So has a good start here. Now for was even fighting with Milanov. That now freeway battle, that orange car behind, that's Sabo. Now eyes on Lozzy, as we see the car behind is Hoog. Here we are going about 2 corners behind, about 6.7 seconds. That's on this small track quite a lot with these agile cars. So Lozzy right now, if he keeps it together, is going for his beautiful first win. Had the chance in Imola, had the chance I believe in Monaco. Wow. And that's a big crash between Zweigberg and Laderas. Out of turn 12 again. That's a corner I've been saying before. Drivers making big mistakes. Let's look at those curves. They do seem quite deadly with all the direction change. But with also, since 2022, the new final sector being more flat and more speed. Back in the 2000s when Spain had the same. These cars handle it beautifully. And if you're the car behind going into turn 13, which is the second to final corner, you might have a good run to get the opponent into turn 1. From then on it's all flat, as we're now bad between Zweigberg and Bane Bianco. Here we are, turn 13. Let's see what Zweigberg has to show. Zweigberg to Bane Bianco. The slipstream plus the flat out. Now we're going towards turn 1. Depending on who has more who's more confident in the car under braking. We know that turn 1 is slightly cuttable with the huge curb, and down the inside. Zweigberg was a bit too optimistic and has contact. And now that's Kain in the back, going for the position, also trying it down the inside. Wow.
Yeah, it was a weird incident. I think Panebianco just shut the door on Zweigberg, and I think he just misbraked himself. It was a weird mistake from his part, and now we see Kain going slowly. I think he's letting Panebianco back through. Really gentleman move. Really weird. Zweigberg was defending, Panebianco was defending really early, and Zweigberg just drove into the back of him. I don't know what to say. And now we have a battle for 5th place between Sabo and Pierce. Those two did start 4th and 5th as well. And we saw Sabo in the beginning of the race. He was really fast, and he was putting pressure on Elias Hoog. And Brandon fought his way back through the field because he had quite an awful start at the beginning. I think he was in the 8th position, and now he's again in 4th position. So really good race from him as well.
My eyes are on the leaderboards. Milanov catching to Hogue was 3.2 seconds beginning of the lap. Now is 2.8. About 4 to 5 times catch. Till the end of the race, there might be a battle 4 seconds between the two. Obviously Milanov with his mistake, and probably also too hot-headedness out of the pit lane with the back markers has cost him quite a bit of time. And this might be the chance for Hogue to be comfortable, but another 2 times catched. This lap, Milanov is not pulling down at all. And here we also have Zweigberg, a bit of damage from the inside with Panebianco. Kain has the chance, has the upper hand, depending on how much pressure he can put up. Knowing as this track is quite difficult with these cars, you also have to focus on your drivability. Milanov 2.1 seconds to Hogue.
Yeah, and as you said, indeed, a while back, now that the track doesn't have those chicanes anymore, in these cars, almost from this corner onwards, it's flat out to the main straight, and it's a whole very long slipstream section. As you see here, the cars following each other very closely and just keep getting closer inch by inch. As you see now, Dapper and Correa battling it out to each other. This is a really packed midfield battle, all 4-point scoring positions. As I see Patarozzi going a bit wide as well. Oh, and this is Milanov trying to get through the field. Ah, that's going to get that's going to give some fireworks, I can tell you that. Because those drivers, if you have to overtake that many cars, I'm pretty sure it's not going to go as smoothly as you want, and you want to get by fast, and you don't really think about getting by cleanly sometimes. As you see now, Dapper and Correa for 8th position. He is close. Will he go down the inside? Will he make a move? He's looking down the inside. He brakes late. Oh, and almost contact, and there is contact. But I think Correa, Dapper kept being in front. Where is it, Correa? As we see now, Milanov cutting through the field, and he has almost cut through it, and he's now on 2.4 seconds, 2.2 seconds to Hogue, but I don't think that's... Ooh,
Problems for Milanov.
I don't think that's enough, and now it's certainly not enough. And has he been overtaken by Brendan Pierce? Yes, he has. Has he been overtaken by Sabo? I'm not sure the timetable won't update.
Doesn't look like it. Sabo's still
behind.
behind.
No. And that is the race over from Milanov. That is the win over. That is the podium over for him.
Oh, careful!
He gets shoved into the pit lane. Oh, drama from Milanov. This is not his race. I think he might have to reflect on this race. A spin. Mistake in the pit lane. And now another spin trying to cut through traffic. I knew traffic was going to be the problem. I knew it's easy to make mistakes when going through traffic because you want to get by so quickly and you sometimes forget that drives behind are significantly slower. But now we are going on to the final lap, and this has been the race of Lozzie.
Let's have a lap commentary from Lozzie here, showing us one last time the beautiful track of Spain. Going through turn 1, 2, and 3 there, basically nearly flat with these cars. Now turn 4. Beautiful line there, touching a lot of curb, going basically over it with all 4 tires, getting as much max tire and track gain as possible. Now through turn 7, 8, and 9. Basically flat. Look how agile these cars are. Now entering the final sector, turn 10. Really difficult to nail as the sausage curb on the inside might upset the car too much if you hit it wrong. Now turn 12, going very right there, even sometimes even touching the grass. And now turn 13, flat from here on. 14, and Lozzie wins finally his first race of the season. He can finally sigh a breath of relief.
He put it to his hand. He had a bad start, but he kept on putting the pressure to Milanov, and he did not make any mistakes. He kept hammering down. He took the back the lead. He had to defend. He defended brilliantly. He drove away with it pace so hard.
As we're now on to the top 3 interviews of our top 3 finishers. Thank you for watching round 10. I am Captain Foxy, and Niels was with me here in the commentary box, and I can't wait to see you in round 11. Goodbye.
All right, that was quite the race. We were at Barcelona this week, and Brendan managed to get the third. How do you feel, Brendan?
I don't deserve to be here.
What do you mean?
Well, I beat Jason, and that's not normal.
Oh, tell me more about that. What happened with Jason?
Bad things happened with Jason.
Did he have
I don't know.
like
He
backmarker,
didn't.
or?
He didn't seem very confident in his driving today, and he got into some trouble with some back markers, I think, mostly. Yeah, and then I ended up ahead of him, and he also made a pit stop mistake as well. He fixed his car.
And did you have any problems with backmarkers?
Until the very end, no. Nothing that, like, ruined me more than Jason, because I am good at interview.
That makes sense. Did you? Are you feeling that you're gaining the pace now, and that you might be able to start fighting for more podiums?
No.
No,
Because
okay.
Cadillac and Goose was not here. If they were here, I would be in fifth or sixth.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Let's move on to.
Yes.
Oh, what do you want to say?
No. You're good.
Okay. Well, let's move on to Ghost.
Ghost. Oh yeah.
How do you feel?
First time here. I feel great. Like it's a given podium. It's Jason who fucked it up, but it was a great race. Like I had my incidents. I was jumping over the sausage curbs quite often. I luckily had no problems with the back markers, but it all went really well. 10 seconds to Lozzie. It could have been less. I don't know if I could be able to beat him could have been able to beat him today. Yeah, a bit more practice would be better for the next race probably. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Do you think you got most of your time at the start, or was it just over the course of the race?
Like at the start, I held up with Lozzie and Jace because they were fighting. They were fighting all the time, and by the time Jason spun, I just lost Lozzie. I was quite an average loss of 0.5 seconds to 1 second a lap. So over the whole race, I would say.
I mean, don't be too down on yourself. You're still fast enough for P2.
Yeah. Still quicker than Brandon, but that was because of your setup, so I can complain, huh?
And did you run into any problems with back markers?
Not really. I don't think so. There was a few guys who didn't move out of the way instantly, but all in all, it was a good experience with them.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Lozzie,
Thank you, man.
You're the man of the hour. How do you feel with your first win of the season?
It feels very good because the first race, the first win of the season, and in home soil. So I'm very happy for this win.
Did you spend a lot of time practicing for this before so that you could actually get the win, or were you just so tuned into the track, being it's your home track?
It's probably the second thing because I practice only the hour before the race, so I didn't have much more time to practice. And it was a bit of an unexpected result because, to be honest, I had no competition during the race because Jason had the mistake. But I think it could have been still a very good battle with Jason for the victory.
I noticed at one point you were, I believe, 15 seconds ahead.
Yeah, at that point I was like just hoping there was no problem with the back markers, and luckily there were no problems with them. They behaved very well, and as you told me during the race, be careful with this guy. He was good too, so everything okay.
And did you take your pit stop early because you saw the big gap, or you were just like, whatever, it doesn't matter?
Nah, as soon as I saw the first back marker, I just pitted. So I didn't lose any time.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Next week we're going to, where are we going? Actually, I don't even know. This is what we call good interviews right now. Where are we going?
Back you or
Spielberg, Austria.
Spielberg? Ah, okay.
Yes,
Red Bull
we're
Ring.
going to Austria.
I want
next
to-
week.
Usually it would be Monaco. I know
Yeah.
that from F1 2020, but it's something else right now. Yeah,
It's
Probably
Monaco.
better right now, right?
I believe so, yeah. Let's take a look at
Yeah.
the standings real quick just to see how everyone's forming up.
We have to consider that Goose is
Goose
raced
is at-
less.
180 with 8 races. Jason's at 175 with 9 races. Lozy's at 9 races with 148. Elias, you're at 123 with 10 races. Brendan's at 92.
I did 9 when I just signed up, and I didn't race, so 9 races.
Well, in the official standings, it's 10.
Yeah.
And then below
Okay.
that, there's Antonio Carrera, Cadillac, Laszlo Slasbo, Vil, who I haven't seen in a couple of races now, Diego, who unfortunately forgot to sign up this week. Then some new folks.
How many points has Diego?
Diego's at 18 points. There's a pretty big gap between 9 and 10 currently, of 40 to
Okay.
18.
Okay. So
Alright.
Lozzy, how many points has Lozzy and how many do I have?
Lozy's at 148 and you are at 123.
Yeah, we're not that far away, I think.
No, yeah.
Lozzy,
How
what do
many-
you think?
How many races?
We got the same amount of races, so
Yeah, you're at the same amount, but there are, I think, slightly more than half currently. So this is round 10, and there's 24 rounds. So
that could be a tense fight for the last step on the final overall podium. Yeah, I could be a commentator too.
I mean,
Be the on-track commentator.
if Jason keeps raging
Yeah.
like this, we might actually see an upset this year.
How many points has Jason? Sorry.
Jason's 5 points behind Goose at 175 versus 180.
That's in another league, I would say. Yeah, but we will see. We
All
will
right.
see.
Any last comments before we go?
No, I won't be
I don't think
racing in Austria.
You deserve it. I would say.
Thank
All right.
you.
Well, thank you very much. Lozy, congrats on your first win of the season. Next week we will...
Congratulations.
Yes. Next week we'll be back at the Red Bull Ring.